What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another NBA High Five video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys for joining me as always. I'm excited to get into this NBA High Five. Let's get it. We got a nice juicy slate on tap for us tonight. I believe it's 11 games. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. All right. So, anyway, let's get straight into it. I got my core right here in front of me. I'm excited for this slate again. We are streaking NBA. We smashed the first slate of Week 8 yesterday. Came at the top of contest for the showdown last night. It's beautiful times right now. I'm feeling locked in. I am excited for how this rest of this NBA season is going to go. Things are really locking in and getting good. So, I told you guys that first week of the season is always hard, but then things always mellow out and we start dominating as always. So, it's been fantastic. I'm super excited about what we got going on. Also, I've been adding my favorite bets every night, and we haven't missed a bet in 2 days. We hit a 3 game parlay yesterday. Sorry, the day before yesterday, and then yesterday we hit a single game. There was only 4 games, so I took Memphis first half money line, cashed on that one. So we've hit the last 4 straight bets that I've been posting. I'm excited for that as well. I want to continue, dominating that as well. So if you do place bets, then we also have that. That comes with any subscription. So if you get your NFL subscription, you'll get the bets for NFL. If you get the NBA, you'll get the bets for NBA, all that good stuff. So not only are you getting the optimizer tools, all this other good stuff, prize picks, all that good stuff, optimal lines, all that, but you're also getting bets now as well. So we're just trying to bring as much content as we can. Let's get straight into it. I'm not going to keep up too much of your time. I'm going to get straight to the point. Starting off at point guard, I am going to start it off with the guy that you probably need to just go ahead and lock and get different elsewhere. Anthony Simons is probably chalk today, but for good reason. The matchup against Houston is fantastic. You have Dame Lillard out. If you guys remember last season when Dame Lillard was off the floor, Anthony Simons was a guy who could drop 50s on a consistent basis. Like, this dude is going to drop 45 plus probably, especially in this matchup against Houston. I love this kid at 7-1. He takes a ton of shots. He is not scared to throw the ball up, and that is fantastic news for DFS players. At the end of the day, he's going to get heavy minutes. He's going to have tremendous usage with Lillard off the floor. I love Anthony Simons here. He is a amazing play at 7-1, and I definitely want a lot of him. All right. I got a couple players from Orlando because we got Jalen Suggs out. We got Mo Wagner out. We've got some injuries for Orlando, and they're in a great matchup against Charlotte. I like Franz Wagner, and I like the rookie Paolo. Let me see. Damn, can I? Oh, he's a power forward. No wonder, bud. Paolo Banchero. Now, Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero are the 2 highest usage players on this Orlando squad. Okay? You take Jalen Suggs out, that's even more usage for these 2 guys. These 2 guys are the Orlando offense. These 2 guys will be expected to do all of the damage. Franz Wagner at 6'4" is probably point per dollar my favorite of the 2. But Paolo Banchero is a guy who is eventually going to be over 9K range. Okay? Right now, he's cheap. He's a rookie, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But not only has he been fantastic already, but this is a kid who puts up 20 shots on that. He's going to put around 20 shots up against Charlotte. On top of that, he gets rebounds. He gets assists, blocks, steals. He puts up in multiple categories, and that's always good. So a guy who's going to get good minutes, a guy who's going to take shots, a guy who puts up in multiple categories, that's always good for us. So that is the same reasoning for both of these people. Franz Wagner's too cheap here with them missing players in a great matchup against Charlotte. Paolo Banchero is too cheap here for the usage and the amount he's going to do as well for Orlando. So I want both these 4 guys for Orlando. I think they're going to be a big part of this team, and I'm super excited about seeing both these guys smash tonight, especially Paolo Banchero. This rookie is legit, and his price is going to be over 9K eventually, so take advantage of this. All right. Next up at guard, I'm going to go Trey Jones. I was battling between Trey Jones and Josh Richardson. Now, here's the thing that sided one way for me. Both Trey Jones and Josh Richardson have about the same fantasy points per minute with Vassell off the floor this season so far. It is a small sample, but it's something to consider. The difference is Trey Jones's usage is double Josh Richardson's usage. So Richardson isn't a guy who has a ton of usage. He never really has, at least over the last couple years. He's not a high usage guy. He can still hit value off of assists and rebounds and other, stats. But I like to go with the higher usage guy, especially when their price is pretty close. So I'm going to go Trey Jones, who's the higher usage of the two. Like I believe it's like 1.08 fantasy points per minute, something like that, or 1.18. I can't remember exactly, but those fantasy points per minute are great for a guy like Trey Jones who's going to play good minutes. He's been playing on average about 30 to 35 minutes, so expect 33 to 35 plus minutes here from Trey Jones. And I really, really like this spot for Trey Jones. So I'm going right back to that with the injuries they have. They have a lot of injuries there going on. Last but not least, I'm going to run back my Orlando love. You got to. It's all about correlation, baby. Dennis Smith Jr. is who I'm going to run it back with at 6'3". The interesting part about Dennis Smith is obviously you have these other options as well. Gordon Hayward came through with us the other day and we cashed with him. Dennis Smith came through for us. Now I'm siding with Dennis Smith because the fantasy points per minute is higher for Dennis Smith this year with these guys off the floor, and it makes a lot of sense. LaMelo Ball and Rozier, both guards, both of them off. Dennis Smith is in there, to do a lot of damage. Now Dennis Smith is a guy who always, when he's gotten this opportunity, he's a guy who can put up in a bunch of different categories. He gets rebounds, assists, points, all that. He's not afraid to shoot the ball. His usage is going to be high. He's got 16 field goal attempts over the last 2 games. So he's really taking shots, okay? So with that being said, not only that, but he's getting the assists, he's getting the rebounds. Like at the end of the day, Dennis Smith Jr. is going to put up in multiple categories for you. It's a great matchup against Orlando. You're already de facto, if you believe in my Orlando guys that I like, you're already playing a couple Orlando. On top of that as well, that's another icing on the cake. This is a close spread game. You know what I mean? Vegas has this total pretty damn low. I expect it to be higher than what they have it at, too. So not only is the spread close, but the total's a little lower in Vegas than I'm believing it will be. So I like Orlando, guys, obviously, and I like running it back on the other side with some Charlotte. Both these teams are dealing with injuries. It's a close spread. This is where you really want to take advantage. Another game, obviously, is that Portland-Houston game. Portland's defense has been pretty damn good, but the Portland offense side. Like on Portland, there's definitely guys some interest there because Houston is dreadful defensively. Houston plays fast. And you're missing Damian Lillard, a big time offensive guy for them. So Nurkic is in play. Josh Hart's going to get a little bit of a bump. All these guys are going to get bumps. The main guy you want is Anthony Simons. At the end of the day, a lot of people make the mistake in DFS being like, okay, Anthony Simons is going to be ultra chalk. I want to fade him. You just don't have to do that sometimes, especially if the play is good. You know what I mean? You don't want to fade a guy in a beautiful spot just because of his projected ownership. You'll lose a lot of times based off that. You don't want to do that, okay? Especially when you're just playing a limited amount of lineups. If you're playing 150 lineups, you're de facto not going to have lineups with Simons. You know what I mean? But if you're playing limited amount of lineups, sometimes chalk is good chalk, and you need to take it. Okay, and at the end of the day, if Simons goes out and he's chalky, he goes out and has 25, he's not going to kill you. But he will kill you when he drops that 50, and there's a higher probability he drops 45 to 50 than he drops 25 tonight, in my opinion. All right, so you want to eat that good chalk, all right? Now, these two guys, I don't know if they're going to have a high ownership, and I hope they don't. Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, I mean, both these guys are in a fantastic spot. They do a lot. Both of them fill up the stat sheet in multiple categories, which is great. They're both going to play heavy minutes. They're both benefiting from the injuries on Orlando. They both have the highest usage on Orlando. I mean, everything just screams beautiful. Going against Charlotte, bad defense, close spread. Come on now. Trey Jones on the other end, dealing with injuries once again. DeJounte Murray is gone from San Antonio. Devin Vassell, their main offensive guy, is out. You also got Primo out, who's not a huge guy who's taking a whole bunch of usage away, but he's out too. So Trey Jones, Josh Richardson, Keldon Johnson, and Podol. Don't sleep on Podol either. Podol's a guy who's been getting good benefit. I believe he's averaging like the most on San Antonio fantasy points per minute right now with these guys out. So Podol is sneaky as well. And he's a guy I wouldn't sleep on too much. His toughest matchup against Vucevic, but yeah, I still like Podol as well. And then Dennis Smith Jr. Like I said, when it comes to the Charlotte side, Dennis Smith is just a guy who could do a ton in multiple categories. And when it comes to production, over the time these guys have been out, he's the guy who's going to get more of the fantasy points per minute than anyone else. And fantasy points per minute really turns into success as long as these guys are going to get those steady minutes. And you know Dennis Smith is going to get heavy minutes once again. So I really like this spot for him as well. And it runs back the obvious Orlando guys that I really love as well. So that's it for the high five. Hopefully I'm able to get you guys on track. Hopefully we can continue this streak and cash once again. Obviously it's DFS, so anything can happen, but your boy going to be grinding all day to put us in the best spot. And that's all I can do. All right. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Let's get it. The NFL Week 8 final look video is coming next. All right. So I will see y'all later. Peace. Good luck tonight.